Hey channel, Fernando from SkyFi Audio. It is late October, and once in a while, if we have a pretty heavy month with arrivals, we'll do a mid-month video just to kind of stay on top of it and to share with you guys what we've received. And that's what we've got here. We got a ton of stuff that just came in. I'm gonna spend about 15 minutes just walking through the shop, doing a tour, just so you guys get a sense of what's here. New, and also if you're new to the channel, you get a kind of a feel of what kind of stuff we've got here on a daily basis. So hang on, give me about 15 minutes and we're gonna go and do a full tour of the shop. All right, I'm gonna start here by the door. First and foremost, McIntosh C2200 preamp. I'm sorry that it's not lit up, but we just finished it and it's getting ready for photos. C2200 is the first in this sort of form factor with meters on it, old tube unit. And the reason we like the 2200 is that it doesn't have a DAC, so nothing in it to get outdated. Great piece. Both this and the 2300 are some of my favorite ones. The 2300 we had just sold, and sure enough, we've got this one backing it up. Give you a sense of the back. It does have a plethora of RCAs and XLRs, and look down below, just ins and outs for control, no DAC whatsoever. So great piece. This should go online next week. Swinging back this way, tons of cables. Looks like a bunch of Audioquest NRG4s. If you're looking for a full set of power cables, give us a holler and we'll replace them all in one shot. Luxman integrated. This is an L505U, Japanese market. Cool piece. That's online already. Decoder 4-channel reel-to-reel machine. 1140. This is a restoration candidate. I'm actually not going to work on this piece. I'm going to go ahead and list it in our eBay store for someone else to do restoration. It powers on. Super cool looking machine. I don't do a lot of 4-track stuff because most of our viewers want 2-channel stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and just sell this one for parts. Looking over this way. We got a full system, and it included a set of these crazy reference transparent speaker cables. This is probably top of the line for them. And it looks like they're single wire terminated in spades and a good length. Below it, sitting is a pair of VTL monoblock MB185 tube amplifiers, sweet pair of amplifiers. This is already listed online. Just search for VTL on our website. Let's see, down below here we've got a Mark Levinson 23 amplifier waiting for restoration. Oh, Oppo 105 Blu-ray DVD player. These units are hard to find in great condition like this. We get about one a month. So, looking over this way, 2 pairs of speakers. Been a while since we had a set of Watt Puppies, and actually I don't think I've ever had Watt Puppy 8s, which is the last iteration of this wonderful speaker. Not familiar with the Watt Puppies, you've got to hear a set at some point in your lifetime. So 2 cabinets, near field monitor up above, the base unit below. Latest iteration had a bunch of changes to the cabinet design, the way that you adjust the angles on them. These we're going to need a couple of weeks to sort out. I think we're going to probably do some fresh tweeters on them. And the grill's in great shape, and so are all the surrounds. So I think that's all these are going to need. Next on the list, these should go online next week. These are XR50s from McIntosh. I call it the world's least efficient speaker at 81 dBs. They need a lot of power, but boy, can they rock and roll. If you got a 200 watt integrated or 300 watts even, these little guys will absolutely rock your room regardless of how big your room is. The design intent was exactly that. They're ported in the back, I believe. Yeah, they're ported in the back. They can go on the shelves, they can go on stands as we've got them. And they come in this beautiful red oak finish. I hope you can kind of make it out on the camera, but it's really unique finish. It's not a rosewood, it's not a cherry, it's really like a deep red oak. So very classy, and it uses the same sort of tweeter array as its big brothers, the XR100s. Sitting behind here, I'm surprised this hasn't sold yet. Luxman, current generation Luxman integrated, absolutely beautiful piece, the L509X. And this here is an MX110, full restoration in-house. Look at this beautiful work. Custom cabinet, acrylic top, I would say it's probably a 8 or 9 in condition, as high as we can give something of this age. Look at the interior chrome work. You can see these custom SkyFi caps that we source and made out specifically for us for the power supply. Anyway, beautiful piece. That could be quite a showpiece in your living room. All right, swinging back this way. This is my personal Tamberg system. I'm doing a video on this. I just finished it up. It's essentially the best from Tamberg from the 3000 series. I'm not going to spoil it, but I've got a 3016, and even more rare, I've got a 3018A preamp here. So watch out for a video of that. Oh, and check this out. A McIntosh MLD7020 laser disc player from McIntosh. I believe this was the only unit they made. It's a Pioneer based in a beautiful McIntosh cabinet. I've sorted this out. I located the belt that I was struggling to find. Thank you, McIntosh, for that. And this will go to market next week. And yes, believe it or not, people like laser disc players still. All right, swinging over this way. On our long-term test bench, 2 Airpieces. This one is an KXR preamp. Absolutely unique in terms of how it's controlled. That clunking that you hear is the actual unit. That's how it tells you that you're changing your volume, and same for the input. Very ingenious. I thought I'd seen every combination of volume and input selection, but this one takes the cake. Beautiful solid aluminum chassis. And this remote, believe it or not, is lit by fiber optic rods. But the most over-engineered remote I've ever seen. Next to it is an Ayre C5. This is a universal disc player. Plays SA CDs as well as conventional CDs. And it does have a DAC built in because it does have analog outputs there. You see them? All right, swinging over this way, I've got a Class A CA300 amplifier. This is probably 300 watts per side. We just had a look inside and it's absolutely beautiful. I wish Class A was still making pieces like this. We are almost done sorting this out. These suffer from an issue with some of output relays, and we've got some have this probably in 2 or 3 weeks. I couldn't resist. A client came in wanting to offload this rack of equipment. Not the most desirable stuff, but boy, does it look cool. These are Heath Kits. So back, I bet it was 1980s or so, you could actually order all these as a kit and assemble them yourself. So from bottom to top, we've got the amplifier, the AM/FM tuner, the processor, a preamp, and then a graphic output unit. And check this out. Boy, I'd love it if someone made something like this these days. Full-blown manual on how to assemble this from a bag of parts. So if you're good at soldering and you wanted to spend a couple of months in your garage, you could actually build your own equipment, which is super cool. So it's a full set, including the rack, so all 6 pieces. They fundamentally work. We've got to do some light service and then offer it up as a complete system. I'm thinking up top we'll stick something cool, maybe a reel-to-reel machine or a cassette player or something in black to finish out this rack. But for someone's man cave, this will make a really cool system. Give you a better shot of it. All right, swinging over this way to the island. Audio Research Reference 5 SE preamp. We just finished servicing this unit. It's working beautifully. Comes with a custom acrylic top. All right, next to it is a Bell Canto 3 DAC. Pretty simple. This has a volume control in as well, so I guess it could be used as a preamp. So if you're looking for a very simple DAC preamp system, this is a great opportunity here. Ayre MX R monoblocks. These things weigh more than lead. They're absolutely beautifully built. Looks like they were machined out of a solid block of aluminum. There are some factory service notes on these that we're going to perform in order to get them to top shape. And look at the case they come in. Super cool bags for all the air equipment. So these actually obviously go with that preamp I showed you earlier. So the 2 monoblocks with a preamp. Moving over to the left, we've got a Sulus touchscreen media server. This is early media servers, and people still want these units. I suspect it's because some audiophiles don't like to use their iPhone or mess around with iPads in order to select their music. This is a great platform where it's a touchscreen, super responsive, easy to get to your stuff. That's a hard drive below, and then below that is the controller to hook up to other Meridian stuff. Had these before, we sold them before. Actually, people want them, and I understand why. Swinging over this way, we've got some wiper blades. A pair of McIntosh pieces. This is one of our best-selling pieces and one of our favorite pieces from them, the MPC 1500 power conditioner. It's got a monster toroidal transformer in it, insulating the inputs from the outputs. Great way to control your Mac gear and really every other kind of gear. It does have 12-volt trigger, so you can control all sorts of stuff with it. And then sitting next to it is an MA6500 integrated amplifier. This is a solid-state integrated. Think about 200 watts. I'll put it up in the comments. Can't remember exactly. But a real nice all analog, simple to use, integrated. This is great for a second room, for example. And that one is all ready to go. So you'll see that next week. Over this way, Grado Statement Series GS1000 headphones. Look at these things. Super cool. Made out of wood. Got the matching amplifier to go with them. Haven't had to listen yet, but I'm looking forward to hearing those. Swinging over this way, Audio Research SP14. This is a full-blown preamp from Audio Research. This is one of my favorite from this era. SP meaning it has a phono section built into it. Look at all those switches and buttons. Lovely unit, very nicely built. This hasn't been processed yet, so it's going to be a few weeks for that one. This McIntosh C2200 goes with that custom Thorns that I'm building right now. Put a Starling on it, a new arm board. Just finished tidying up the tone arm and going through the 11-step calibration process that I do with all turntables. And this is a nice thing that a client bought the preamp and the turntable together, because we get to dial them in and get them just right before they go out, which is really simplifies things for clients. Over here, I think I featured this last time, the MC2500s. We bought a pair of them. I take that back, MC2300s. This is great for someone looking to do mono blocks. These are 300 watt stereos, which means they'll give us 600 watts in mono. So we'll probably split them up, but if someone wants a pair of them, we've got them. And yeah, sure enough, 600 watts RMS in mono mode. Sakara FM tuner waiting for calibration. Nothing new here. I think I featured most of what's here last time. Swinging back this way, looks like Ben has an MR85 AM FM tuner on his workbench. He just finished going through the internals, making some adjustments, and we've located the AM antenna for it. Now we're just looking for a cable to complete the set. Up on my bench, I've got nothing happening right now. Busy doing listings and things like that. Let me swing back this way. Let's see, on Bay 3, which is where we keep all our speakers. I know there are these ADSs are super cool. I had a pair of these when I was in college, and I actually enjoy them quite a bit. That's why I picked them up. These are L300Cs from ADS's golden era. He's used one of my favorite tweeters in the market. So a little tiny thing, little monitor speaker, but capable of quite a punch. They go to about 100 hertz. They have a nice little boost right at 100 to make them feel and sound bigger than they are. But if you have a chance to get one of these, I encourage you to play with them. These Goldmund epilogues are ready to go. We sorted them out, and they are listing this Friday. So if you're a subscriber, you will blast on Friday, featuring these speakers among other ones. All right, I think that's gonna wrap it up. Oh, there was a reel-to-reel I just finished, that one, Pioneer 1011L. That one up there, just finished that one, came out super cool. And right next to it is a Crown old tube, I think 700 series, I believe, reel-to-reel as well. That's listing this Friday. 2-channel old tube output stage, super cool machine as well. All right. I think that wraps it up. I appreciate you watching. I mentioned an email blast before. That goes out every Friday. So if you want a kind of a synopsis of what has arrived every week, If you go to skyfiaudio.com, at the bottom you'll see a subscribe link where you pop in your email address, and we promise we're only going to email you twice a week, even once if you want. On Tuesday we do like accessories and collectible stuff, and on Friday we do our email blast with everything that's arrived.